Good morning. Thank you for joining us. We're just going to give folks a moment to join from the waiting room and connect to audio.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, all. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing or testifying before the board.
Okay.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. Just once again, as a reminder, please do remain on mute when you are entering the meeting, and you may unmute when you are appearing or providing testimony before the board. We do have folks joining us still, so we'll give just another few moments to make sure that we have cleared the waiting room. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. Thank you, Danny. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I am the chairwoman of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm joined by my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you very much. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You'll make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions from the board, there will be an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. Please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. We have received a request to take one item out of order to accommodate a scheduling conflict, so we will call item number 6 to begin this morning's agenda. Calling item number 6, that is LSF Copley Square LLC, doing business as Legal Seafoods, located at 100 Huntington Ave. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Sean Donnelly to Mara Kavanaugh Daniel, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Hi, good morning. I think the manager is here. Is Maura Daniel?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
We do see you. Thank you very much. Chairman Joyce, if you'd like to go through the manager record question.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Ms. Daniel, are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
And where do you live?
Weymouth, Massachusetts.
Okay. What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've been in the industry for over 30 years, and I've been the general manager I've worked for Legal Seafoods for the past 10 years.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of the licensing board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I don't have any other questions right now. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
I do not. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will now return to the top of the agenda, calling item number 1, TD Food and Beverage LLC, doing business as Fuel America, located at 805 Columbus Ave. Has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above. A coffee cafe on 1 floor, no seats, takeout only, inside Northeastern, serving coffee, beverages, acai bowls, and sandwiches. Manager Abdel Warad, hours of operation 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Me, Tendu. I'm the owner of TD Food and Beverage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Du. If you could please briefly present your proposal to the board.
I'm currently on the Fuel America in Worcester, downtown Worcester, and one in Boston University on the West Side campus. And then I have an opportunity to open the one inside the Northeastern University. And in order to open that, they require me to be an MBE, which I'm qualified for that. So that's why. And then I've been follow all these procedures, and then I'm hoping to get my CV today.
Thank you for joining us today. So I just want to clarify, the hours of operation Monday through Sunday, 7:30 to 6 p.m.?
We close on Sunday, only Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 6, and on Saturday, we 10 to 5.
Okay. And just to confirm the description, there'll be no seats. It's just takeout inside Northeastern's campus?
Yeah, just take out for student.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thanks for joining us. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
I do not, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office likes to defer to the judgment of this board. We had the applicant circulate a flyer to abutters within 300 feet. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
All right, I'm all set to leave.
You're all set. The board will vote tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Calling item number 2, Biao Boston LLC, doing business as Biao Sugar, located at 23 Hudson Street, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above, the 1,075 square foot bubble tea shop with takeout, basement floor, only bathroom in the rear for employees only, no patio. Manager Yimin Tang, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning. My name is Crystal Ye of Greater Boston Legal Services, and I'm representing Biao Boston LLC today.
Great. Thank you very much. If you could please briefly present the proposal to the board.
Certainly. So Biao Boston LLC, doing business as Biao Sugar, is a franchise from New York, selling handcrafted brown sugar boba, milk tea, and fresh fruit tea drinks, and providing snacks including egg waffles and coconut jelly. They won't have any seating and will be takeout only, and they're planning to open in early 2024.
Thank you. Is this their first location in this area?
Yes, this is the first location in Boston.
Is the first location in Massachusetts?
Yes, the only other franchise is in New York currently.
Okay. Thank you very much for that explanation. And the hours are 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Is that 7 days a week?
Yes, 7 days a week.
Okay. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office likes to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. The applicant was in touch with the Chinatown Residents Association and the Chinatown Neighborhood Council. We're unaware of any community opposition or concerns. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling items number 3 and 4. These are related matters as they concern the same licensed premise address and the same applicant. Item number 3, Boston Plateau Shawarma LLC, doing business as Boston Plateau Shawarma, located at 251 Bowden Street in Dorchester, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above, a takeout restaurant on the first floor, 250 square feet, 9 seats, and kitchen on the front bathroom, kitchen in the front, bathroom in the rear. Manager Jean-Luc DeBarros, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And item 4, Bom Dia Stays LLC, also located at 251 Bowden Street in Dorchester, has applied for a lodging house license to be exercised on the above, a 3-story building with retail space on the 1st floor, 2 rooms on the 2nd floor, 2 rooms on the 3rd floor, with 16 total residents. Manager Jean-Luc Debarros, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
He's on mute.
One moment, find him so I can, there we go. Mr. Debarros, I've just asked you to unmute. No, you're still on mute right now.
Hold on, okay. It's okay now? Hello?
Sounds like you have an echo. Do you have another phone on or something?
Yeah, I have, I opened two things. Let me close one then. Hello?
Yes, that sounds like that might be better.
Hello, yes, yes, again, I'm Jean-Luc Debarros, owner of the Boston Plateau Shawarma Takeout Restaurant at 251 Baldwin. Dorchester initiated this project 2 years ago with a focus on Middle East cuisine. Our signature of the dish is a shawarma featuring seasoning, meat, slow cooker to perfection. Engaging this community, we successfully obtained occupancy license, ensuring a safe and welcoming environment. Our hours of operation are 7 a.m. to, well, I put 12 p.m., but I think it's 11 p.m. Also, Jean-Luc again, property of situated at 251 Baldwin, Hamilton Street in Dorchester, present 4 exclusive residence units for lodging. Each unit is occupied with a private bathroom, full furnished kitchen. Since the year 2020, I have overseen short-term rental on the 2nd and 3rd floor, utilizing platforms such as Airbnb and Verbo. Actually engaged in the local community, we have obtained the necessary permit, enabling us to host the short-term rental with annual guests of exceed 200 clients, fundamentally compromised individual visiting Boston for purposes such as student visit, Boston Marathon, convention, Red Sox, Celtics game, New England Patriots game, and more. Do you have any question? And
I do. Starting with the CV license that you're looking for. There will only be 9 seats. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay. And will you be open 7 days a week?
yes.
All right. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions regarding the CV application?
I do not, thank you.
No questions.
Well, thank you. Moving on to the lodging house application. I'm just looking at it online. So the description says, so there's only 2 rooms on the 2nd floor and only 2 rooms on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
So are there 4 beds in each room? Is that what it is?
Yeah, 2 bed on the question. Okay, I have 2 bed on each apartment. It's like residence inn is a style like a residence inn style. You know, you have the apartment, you have the room, and then you have the kitchen, the bathroom, and then okay, yes.
Okay, so are you renting out the entire floor or just 2 rooms on each floor?
The every room, yes. Each room is apartment. I can call it apartment, yes.
Okay, and is there a property manager on site?
I am the property manager.
Do you live there?
No.
Okay, so what does security look like for people who are staying, for your guests? Do they get a key? Is there like a keypad? Do they have access to your phone number? Can you
Yes, they have
talk to us about that?
Yeah, I have the keypad, the self check-in. Yes, they can contact me. I have I can open the door with my phone.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the self check-in. This is sort of new to me as chair of the board. I just want to, we don't get a lot of these. This is unusual. So if you could talk a little bit about the experience if you rent a room at your lodging house, how they contact you, how they get in and
Yeah.
stuff.
As I doing through Airbnb. I'm working with Airbnb, the platform.
Okay,
They provide me the gas, and then I book the gas. Then when the guests come in, I create their code, their passcode, usually their last four number of their phone, and they come in and they can check in anytime they want. If they have any question, they can call me or text me, and then usually I have no problem. They usually I do this thing for 3 years. I have no issue with the guests, and I have a good reviews, and yeah, it's
okay, so, what's the average stay for your guests?
what's the
What is the average number of nights that a guest stays? Do you have a minimum night stay?
the minimum stay is I do is 2-3 months. 3 months is the maximum you can stay there.
Okay,
Yeah, but they usually they come only for 3 days, 4 days, a week, or 2 weeks. You know, yeah.
and are you usually booked all year?
No,
Okay,
I do it through Airbnb or Verbo because for security, and then to have, you know, the best key, you know, because I don't want to do it on myself.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, and you're the property manager, but you don't live on site, but they have access to you 24 hours if that's necessary?
No, no, I'm not living on site, but I live close. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner Curran, no, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
How long has this property been used as a lodging house?
Yeah, almost 2 years, 2 years to 3 years.
2 years?
Since they give me the permit, the lodging permit, they give me the lodging permit. I pull for the lodging permit. They give me the lodging permit, temporary lodging permit, because I was finishing the restaurant to have the full occupancy. When they give me the lodging permit at inspection services, and I start doing Airbnb with it. In the meantime, waiting to get my full occupancy for the whole building, to now to apply for the license, for the lodging license.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I tried to ask them before for that. They said I have no problem to do that, and I went to inspection. That's how I got how I started doing this.
Okay,
Hmm.
so on the second floor, there's 2 apartments, is that correct?
Yes,
And
2
those
small
apartments,
apartments. Yeah,
those apartments have their own bathroom, their own kitchen.
exactly.
Okay, and each apartment has how many beds?
2 beds, 2 queen beds.
All right. And how many guests you allow to stay in each apartment?
4 guests at a time, no more than 4.
So 4 guests with 2 twin beds.
Yeah, for two beds. 2 beds, 4 guests. 4 guests is at the time, no more than 4.
That's the maximum.
Maximum.
Okay, I don't have any more questions at this time. Thank you.
Just one question about the CV. Is it open to the public or is it just for the guests?
What's that?
The CV, am I clear that there was you're applying for a CV as well?
On the
Yeah,
first floor?
for the lodging, yes.
Right, is it open to the guests? Is it for the public? For people coming in off of the street, or is it just for your guests?
I don't know if I understand the question. The question is, I do it through Airbnb. I rent Airbnb. If someone wanna book with me, want come to my residence, you're welcome to come, but you have to do it through Airbnb or Verbo. Because for security purposes, because usually I can hold your license or whatever to identify you. Then usually I do it through it to be more secure, because they have insurance involved, and then you know, and then Airbnb, you know, if it's something happen, Airbnb can cover. We have insurance
Yeah,
on that.
let me see if I can ask the question differently. These are two different licenses. You're trying to operate a restaurant that's open to the public on
Yes,
the first floor, correct?
yes, yes, yes. And then, yeah, and then on the same time, I try, yes, is a breading and breakfast, you know, I can do breading and breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any further questions from the board before we move to testimony?
No.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on on these two matters, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Ashley Gomes from the Office of Neighborhood Services. Starting with Bom Dia Stays on 251 Bowdoin Street. The office did hold an abutters meeting back in 2020. This process has been held back since the continuous restrictions and delays of the pandemic. Still went through an extensive community process and presented in front of Bowdoin Geneva Main Streets and the Greater Bowdoin Geneva Neighborhood Association with support letters from them. And then this year with Boston Plateau Shawarma, our office held an abutters meeting back in March. Some chattering questions just on parking and hours of operation. Again, went through an extensive community process and went before Greater Bowdoin Geneva Neighborhood Association and the Main Streets and received support letters from them as well. With that, we defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on these matters? Board will take these under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Calling item number 5, Haymarket Parcel 9 Investor LLC, doing business as Canopy by Hilton Boston Downtown, located at 99 Blackstone Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Richard Galvin to Fannie Jean Lewis, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning, this is Fannie Jean Lewis.
Thank you very much for being with us this morning, Chairwoman Joyce.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Lewis. Excuse me. Are you a citizen?
I am, yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
I am, yes.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've worked in the food and beverage industry, primarily hospitality with restaurants for the past 20+ years, and in Boston for the past 12 years.
All right, thank you. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
And you. Item number 6 has been previously called. Calling item number 7, South Boston Lithuanian Citizens Association, located at 368 to 372 West Broadway in South Boston. Holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Gintaras Subatis to Peter Galunas Jr., who is present on behalf of the applicant.
I am I'm the current manager, Gint Subatis.
I'm also here, Peter Galunas, the proposed new manager, Peter Galunas.
Perfect. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. And Chairman Joyce, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you both for joining us today. Mr. Galunas, are you a resident?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry, let me start over. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yeah, I worked at a bar, the Quencher Tavern, back when it was open in South Boston.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? We'll take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 8, the Tavern Club, Inc., located at 4 to 7 Boylston Place. Holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Frank Ego to Anthony Fay, who's present on behalf of the applicant.
Lawrence Estakara, 175 Federal Street, representing Mr. Fay and the club.
Thank you very much for being with us. And is that Mr. Fay with you?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for joining us today. I'm gonna go through the manager of record questions that I've been asking each applicant this morning. Mr. Fay, are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes.
Where do you live?
Boston, Mass.
Okay. What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
Had about 25 years working in the food industry at the Tavern House.
Thank you. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Calling item number 9, the Tennis and Racket Club located at 927 to 939 Boylston Street. Holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Thomas Dobbins to Janice Pearson, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
I am Janice Pearson.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Ms. Pearson, are you a citizen?
I am.
Do you live in Massachusetts?
I do.
And where do you live?
Newton, Massachusetts.
Okay. Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Starting in the mid-'80s, I worked in a number of places and I've been here since 1999.
Great. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Thank you. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. And are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 10, Bop Productions LLC, doing business as Bebop, located at 1116 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Joanne O'Connell Conroy to Noreen Maloney, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning. I'm present, Noreen Maloney.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Maloney. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
And where do you live?
Brighton, Massachusetts.
Okay, thank you. What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've been working in the Bebop for nearly 7 years now, and I've been managing for over 4 years now.
Thank you. And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 11, Beantown Burger Company, doing business as Boston Burger Company, located at 1100 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Justin Listenby to Abby Adams, who's present on behalf of the applicant.
I am Abby Adams.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Adams. Are you a citizen?
I am.
Do you live in Massachusetts?
I do. I reside in Revere.
Thank you. What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
About 20 years. The last 12 of them been in Boston. The last 8 of them been in management.
Okay, thank you. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
All right, thank you for joining us today. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. And are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, Clover Fast Food Inc., doing business as Clover Food Lab located at 360 Longwood Ave. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Robert Christensen to Jasper Hoitzma, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Hi, my name is Jasper Hoitzma. I'm the manager of record.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for joining us today. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I reside in Waltham, Mass.
Thank you. What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've worked in food and beverage industry for about 12 years and 10 years in management for Clover Food Lab.
Okay. Excuse me. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 13, OHM Concession Group doing business as Corrido Burrito located at 100 Logan Airport Terminal A in East Boston. Holder of an airport common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Lourdes Whitney to Jesus Lorenzo Ariano Calderon, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Hi, my name is Jesus Ariano.
And thank you for being with us.
Thank you for joining us today. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Do you live in Massachusetts?
Yes, ma'am.
And where do you live?
In the East Boston.
Okay. Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I was working for the food and beverage industry for 15 years, and I've been 4 years with this company.
Great, thank you. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Thank you very much for joining us, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon. Do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter? Board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 14, 39 Dalton License LLC, doing business as the Sheraton located at 39 Dalton Street. Holder of and in holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to pledge the license to JP Morgan Chase Bank, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Thank you, Secretary Green. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gazda on behalf of the licensee. With me this morning, as well as Josh Bird, who's general counsel for the company. This is an application seeking to pledge the liquor license for the Sheraton Hotel in the Back Bay. Within the last year, the hotel owner recently entered into a certain construction loan with JP Morgan Chase to fund renovations at the property. And as part of that transaction, there was a security agreement to collateralize the loan with respect to the land. In addition to that, the bank has requested that the licensee, which is an affiliate of the property owner, pledge the license as additional collateral as well. Other than the pledge, there are no operational changes proposed, and it's largely a housekeeping matter to security of the bank's interest in the license pursuant to their agreements. But we're too happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, attorney. That is a helpful explanation. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 15, ATG Inc. doing business as Cleary's located at 331 to 335 Columbus Ave. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and secondly has petitioned for a change of stock interest. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Thank you, Attorney Green. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. Maggie Roberts with Prince Abel, and I'm here with Michael Glenn, who is owner and operator of the licensee. Like you said, this application is for a change in the officers and directors, as well as a transfer of stock for familial estate planning purposes. There will be no changes to operations. Again, strictly a change in the beneficial interest holders. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. And calling item number 16, 21st Inc. doing business as 21st Amendment located at 150 Bowden Street. holder of a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and secondly, has petitioned for a change of stock interest. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Peter McCarthy.
And Maggie Roberts with Principal.
Thank you. If you could please please present the proposed changes to the board.
Yes, today we are here for a change in officers and directors as well as a change in stock interest. As you may recall, we were here a few months ago in connection with outdoor dining, but today we're just here for this change and there will be no operational changes. And that's it. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you very much. Thank you both for joining us today. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
No questions for me. Thank you.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 17, Savor Restaurant LLC, doing business as Savor Restaurant located at 150 Northern Ave. Holder of a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to amend the hours of operations from Monday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., to Monday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Thanks, Secretary Green. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gosda on behalf of the licensee. With me this morning as well as David Doyle, who is the LLC manager. This is a request to amend the operating hours for the new full-service restaurant Savor at the St. Regis property in the Seaport. When the license was recently transferred to the property within the past year, it incorrectly listed a 12 a.m. closing hour, which should have been a 2 a.m. closing hour, which was the former hour associated with the license prior to the transfer. So frankly, we're not sure what happened when it transferred, but this application is seeking to correct that discrepancy so that it appropriately lists a 2 a.m. To fulfill the needs of the building and for the restaurant to operate in accordance with its business model. Prior to coming before the board today, we did discuss this with the Seaport Neighborhood Association, and we're unaware of any opposition. Having said that, happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you very much. And the closing hour was specifically discussed with the neighborhood association?
It was, yes. Yep. I know they had some questions with respect to outdoor operating hours, but this would strictly be with respect to the indoors.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. As you heard from the applicant's representation, they met with the Seaport Neighborhood Association. The SNA, as well as neighbors, are supportive of the 2 a.m. close as long as it applies only to indoor operations. And they've specifically asked our office that if there's any changes to outside dining, that there be an abutters meeting held with the abutters in the neighboring towers. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support of this application. We do ask that the applicant continue working with the Seaport Neighborhood Association on any outdoor hours for their patio. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 18, Harvard Convenience, Inc., doing business as Harvard Convenience, located at 157 Brighton Ave in Alston, holder of a retail package store wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to amend the hours of operations from Monday to Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., Thursday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 a.m., with 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. only for alcohol sales. 2, store hours Sunday to Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., Thursday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 a.m., alcohol sale hours are Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Kristen Scanlon representing the licensee. Here before you for a brief admin clerical error. Sunday was inadvertently left off the hours when we initially applied and had a hearing in September. This license was subsequently granted and issued last month in November. So we're just here to correct the hours and include Sunday on the license itself. We did initially discuss this prior to coming to you in September with the community, with the abutters and the neighborhood association, and all was supported and approved. So just here to correct the record, but happy to answer any questions the board might have.
Thank you, Attorney, for that explanation. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you?
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Frank Mendoza here, Halston Brighton liaison for the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. The initial application, which is being amended, we hosted a butters meeting on May 25th. There were no major concerns expressed. We did receive 19 letters of support to forward it to the board. The applicant also presented to the local civic association, the Austin Civic Association. They received a letter of support from them. At this time, we're not aware of any other major concerns for the community, and we'd like to defer to the judgment of the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item 19, the Black Rose Inc. doing business as Black Rose, located at 160 State Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from in one room and kitchen on first floor, cellar for stock, and one room and a kitchen on the second floor. Capacity breakdown, first floor 74 seated, 119 standing, second floor 81 seated, 139 standing. 2, on one floor of a mixed-use building, approximately 2,700 square feet. Main entrance exit located on State Street, bar and table seating for 67 patrons, standing for 128 patrons. Secondly, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Sheldon Cohen to Michael Glynn. Also has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers, and a change of stock interest. And additionally has petitioned to remove the following condition from the license. Open at 11 a.m. on Sundays for the service of food only. And lastly, licensee seeks to serve alcoholic beverages in conjunction with brunch beginning at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Attorney Leslie Delaney Hawkins. Attorney Hawkins.
Thank you, Attorney Green. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Leslie Delaney Hawkins, the law firm of Prince Lobel, on behalf of the licensee. With me today is Michael Glynn, the owner and operator, as well as the proposed manager of record. Beginning with the proposed alteration of premise, there is actually no work being done. This establishment no longer has the legal right, and has not for some time, to utilize the second floor. So as part of the overall application, we just wanted to clear up the actual description on the license. So there's no work being done, no changes to operation from that perspective. In terms of the change of beneficial interest, as you heard with one of the previous applications, this is simply a reorganization for familial estate planning purposes. Michael will continue to be the owner and operator. Regarding the proposed manager of record, Michael is a previously approved manager of record by this board. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of the Commonwealth, has extensive experience in the industry, running the Glynn Group and all of their establishments, and is familiar with the rules and regulations of this board and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol. Finally, regarding the conditions, the condition on the license regarding the 11 a.m. on Sundays for food service only actually dates back to prior to the change in the law to allow for sale of alcohol on Sundays beginning at an earlier time. And that is also why we're simply also asking to be permitted to sell alcohol in conjunction with the sale and service of brunch and food on Sundays. Again, there are actually no operational changes. This is more of a cleanup of an administrative nature. There was no community process required, but we did reach out to the mayor's office, the Wharf District Council, and Council President Flynn's office just to clarify what exactly this transaction is. With that, we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. And are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, this area does not really have a lot of residences, but we did have them reach out to the Wharf District Council. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flynn's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 20, GRNA GRB of Mass LLC, doing business as Gordon Ramsay Burger, located at 120 John F. Fitzgerald Surface Road. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from premises consist of a full-service restaurant on 2 levels. First floor is 4,082 square feet with 3 dining areas, bar, kitchen, and 3 storage areas and restrooms. Second level with 676 square feet interior space, containing internal staircase, elevator, and service station, and a seasonal March to November 1,811 square foot outdoor terrace on private property with dining, lounge, and seating for 89. Outdoor terrace hours no later than 11 p.m. Alcohol service from 11 a.m. Sundays. General hours of operation 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. 2. Premises consist of a full-service restaurant on 2 levels. First floor is 4,082 square feet with 3 dining areas, bar, kitchen, and 3 storage areas and restrooms. Second level with 676 square feet interior space, containing internal staircase, elevator, and service station, and a year-round 1,811 square foot outdoor terrace on private property with dining, lounge, and seating for 89. Outdoor terrace hours no later than 11 p.m. Alcohol service from 11 a.m. Sundays. General hours of operation 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Attorney Gene Richard. Attorney Richard.
Thank you, Executive Secretary Green, Chair Joyce, and members of the board. I am Eugene Richard, representing the licensee, and with me is Michael Grigioni, the manager of the restaurant. The only change we are seeking is actually one word of that long description of premises. So we would like to change the word seasonal in connection with the terrace to the word year-round. But because that there are not going to be any operational changes other than the time of year. So we want to pick up December, January, February as possible times to use the open air terrace on the second floor. There won't be any operational changes. The only real difference is, or physical difference, would be installation of some weatherized or motorized weather screens to really have that space upstairs usable in not necessarily extreme weather or extreme cold, but really the trunk season and nice days that perhaps aren't windy in those 3 months. As I say, it'll be essentially the same as now. There are heaters already installed, and there is a pergola on the second floor that extends over about half of the outdoor premises. That's where those screens will be, and other than really, really nice days in the winter, that's where people would be sitting with the heaters on and the screens rolled down. We have met with the North End Waterfront Residents Association as well as the North End Waterfront Neighborhood Council. I believe they have both submitted letters of no opposition or support. Also, my client has notified and is working with the design visual impact of those screens. I don't think that's a licensing issue, but just to get it out there with the Boston Planning and Development Agency, as well as the Mass Historical Commission. And it's historical, even though it's a new relatively new building, because of the proximity to the Blackstone block. It's across the street. So subject to any questions, we certainly request approval, and thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Richard. When this patio was first approved, was there a reason why you didn't go for year-round at that time?
Honestly, I think that was a miscommunication between myself and the client. I think I heard seasonal, and
That's fine.
Permitting.
That's fine. We're getting a lot of these cleanups, so I was just curious if something had changed with the operations. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Not at this time. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, they reached out to the two relevant civics in that area. Nura and Nunic were both in support of this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 21, 7-Eleven Center LLC, doing business as Casa Verde, located at 7-Eleven Center Street in Jamaica Plain. Holder of a common victular 7-day neighborhood restricted all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from in one room on the first floor, kitchen in the rear, storage in the basement, 14 persons high top seats, 12 persons bar dining area, 12 persons at bar, 20 persons dining area. 2, the licensed premise includes a dining room and bar on the first floor with a seating capacity of 58, plus 2 bathrooms and a kitchen in the rear. Basement consists of an area for food prep and storage, including alcohol, plus a staff bathroom and office. Outdoor seasonal patio is located on private property under common ownership with the lot on which the restaurant is located and would be open from April to October with a closing hour of 10 p.m. Seating capacity on the patio is 24. Entrance to the patio is accessible and is directly adjacent to the rear entrance of the restaurant. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am David Doyle.
Great. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Doyle. If you could please just briefly present the proposed changes to the board.
Yes, Casa Verde has been a neighborhood restaurant for about 7 years in our neighborhood. The city of Boston granted us a seasonal patio for the past 3 years. During that time, we've received a lot of feedback from our guests that for public safety and other reasons, quality of life, that the patio was a huge addition to our neighborhood, and we received strong support for a seasonal permanent patio during our community process. And that's what we would like to do, is just be able to offer this to our guests every year going forward on a seasonal basis.
Thank you. So you first started the outdoor patio during the city's outdoor dining program during COVID, is that right?
Yes, the 2020, 2021. We also were approved for a temporary patio this year just because we knew we were going through the the longer application process for a permanent patio.
Great. All right. Thank you. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
No questions. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Melissa Beltran with the Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, our office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Casa Verde, this application has the support of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council, Jamaica Plain Center and South Main Streets, and Jamaica Plain Businesses and Professional Association. Our office is unaware of any concerns at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? I see a hand raised from Michael Reiskind. Mr. Reiskind, you may please provide your testimony.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain. I'm a member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We held a hearing on this issue on June 6th of this year. Mr. Doyle is a longstanding restaurateur in the neighborhood. He's a co-owner and founder of 2 other restaurants in Jamaica Plain as well. As he says, this patio is necessary and needed. We received many letters in support, none in opposition. And the applicant also went before and received support from the Jamaica Pond Association, Jamaica Plain Business and Professional Association, and JP Center South Main Streets. The property owner of the adjacent 713 Center Street has received zoning relief for this patio. The community process actually is in support of a seasonal patio from March to November and a closing hour of 11 p.m. And we ask you to support that as well. Thank you.
Great, thank you for that. Just to clarify for Mr. Doyle, I believe the application we have on file is what was read into the record, the April to October with a closing hour of 10 p.m. Will you be revising that for the board, or not sure what the board would be?
You know, that was a bit of an error on my part. If that can be changed to 11, that's great. But if not, you know, that would be our closing hour with all guests off at 10:30. But Michael's correct. That was how it was presented during the community hearing process, an 11 p.m. closing hour.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 22, Distraction Brewing Company, LLC, located at 2 Belgrade Ave in Roslindale. Holder of a farmer brewery pouring permit, malt beverages only, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from a 2-story building, first floor to be licensed, 4 rooms, 2 entrances, and 2 exits, 1,615 square feet. Basement for storage, 300 square feet. 3 rooms, total square feet, 1,915. 2, 3,105 square foot brewery located on the first floor of a 2-story building. Tap room is approximately 1,615 square feet with 40 seats. Bar in production is approximately 300 square feet. Basement for storage and finishing of products with no customer access. Restrooms in the rear with an outdoor annual patio on public property. Seating capacity of 36, closing at 11 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am Michael Esty.
Thank you, Mr. Esty. If you could please briefly present the proposed changes to the board.
Sure. Distraction Brewing Company has been in Roslindale for the last 5 years. For the last 3 years, we've had an outdoor patio, seasonal patio, and it's been a great area for Roslindale and for us. It's critical for our success as a brewery. Our sales change significantly when the patio is not open. And yeah. Excuse me.
Thank you. And you have been utilizing that outdoor space since when, 2020?
Yeah, 2020 was when it was opened as an option for restaurants and breweries.
And now you're before us to make that permanent, correct?
Yes, Birch Street is a closed way there, so it is a public space now.
Great, thank you. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
I do not either. Thank you.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes. Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. ONS had the applicant circulate flyers to abutters within 300 feet. We did hear from one business that would express concerns regarding the number of seats and the size of the patio proposed. We know also that many in the larger community have expressed their enjoyment with the patio being located there. And during BTD's efforts with the Birch Street Plaza, this patio connected to the brewery was always a part of the proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
And you. Calling item number 23, Zari Enterprises, Inc., doing business as O'Brien's Liquors, located at 1911 to 1913 Dorchester Ave in Dorchester. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Rutva, Inc., doing business as O'Brien's Liquors at the same location. Dashrat by P. Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. And secondly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rockland Trust Company. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Chair Joyce, Commissioner, Secretary Green, Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty, Miller, and Hanley in Boston, on behalf of the applicant Runfa Inc. I'm joined today by Danny Patel, the proposed owner and manager of record. Danny is proposing here to purchase the existing O'Brien's Market and Liquors from the current ownership. He is not proposing to make any changes either to the name or to the premise in connection with this application. Danny himself has more than 20 years experience with the retail sale of alcohol, currently operates 3 other locations in the Commonwealth. In that time and in this business, he's had no issues or incidents with those locations. As I've said, Danny is the proposed manager. He is a previously approved manager of record by the Somerville Licensing Commission, as well as the ABCC. He is a U.S. citizen. He is a resident of Stoughton, Massachusetts. He has, as I've stated, extensive experience in the industry, and he is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale and service of alcohol. He's also TIP certified and requires his staff to be as well. Danny and Rutfa are qualified applicants with the appropriate character and fitness for this license to hold it in this location. We want to thank the board for hearing this application today, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. Thank you, Mr. Patel, for joining us. I have no questions about his ability to serve as manager of record. I do have questions about what his plans are for security and for operations of this location. This location has been problematic for the board in the past under previous management, and we have worked with the previous manager of record on certain issues, and I'm wondering if Mr. Patel is prepared to deal with those security issues, those staffing issues, and things like that. Loitering outside, litter, and what his plan is.
As I've said, he has a fair amount of experience in this industry, including running different operations, and he is cognizant of the necessity, speaking specifically to cleanliness, that you brought up, of keeping the area and the space clean. He and his staff make sure that both the interior and exterior are cleaned regularly. He has staff extend that beyond not just his location, but the locations in the area. And he takes the responsibility of operating an establishment that is an asset to the community. He takes, related to the sale and service, he, consistently checks and cards ID, staff's customers, so that there is no risk of selling to minors. He uses scanners in his locations. As for security, he assesses the needs of each location and staffs it appropriately. We're happy to work with the board to create a security plan and a staffing plan that meets the needs and responds to issues previously reported by the previous ownership. I can say Danny wants to run a clean operation and has for more than 20 years in his other locations, and will continue to do so here as well.
That's good to hear. I just want to know, for my purpose, that he's thought through these issues. I want to know whether he discussed them with the previous owner, whether he was aware of the issues the board had with the previous owner. I know they are allowed to sell nips and singles, so that often leads to trash and people purchasing them and then consuming them right outside. So I think it would be helpful to me to have a security and operations plan on file so that we can work with the new operator as he moves forward. Is that something you'd be willing to submit in the next week or two?
Absolutely. We will connect with the seller to make sure that we understand what they have previously worked with you on. And we will work on drafting a security and operations plan that meets the board's needs and addresses your concerns.
And my last question is, are there security cameras there?
I actually, honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know.
Does Mr. Patel know if there are?
Yes,
Are there security cameras there?
yes.
Okay. Outside the front door?
I'm not sure outside, but they have inside. But when we take over, we put the outside also.
Okay. And on an average day, I mean, I know you are not there right now, but what do you envision the staffing model will be? How many people working at a time?
3 people.
Okay. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 24, Juan Reyes, individual, doing business as Miami Restaurant, located at 381 Center Street in Jamaica Plain. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Tejeda Brothers Investments LLC, doing business as Miami Restaurant at the same location. Leandro Tejeda, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. Additionally, has petitioned to change the closing hour from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Attorney Daniel Osina. Attorney Osina.
Good morning. My name is Attorney Daniel Osina, Revere, Mass. On behalf of the Tejeda Brother Investment Corporation. And I think we're joined by Mr. Leonardo Tejeda, as well as his brother, Eddie Tejeda.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Leandro Tejeda, and I'm the outside manager. This is my brother, Eddie Tejeda.
How you doing? My name is Eddie Tejeda. I'm a site manager too.
So this is a transfer of license from the current ownership. Operationally, the brothers do not intend to make any significant changes. They intend to upgrade the menu a bit. The on-site manager, Mr. Tejeda, Leonardo Tejeda, is tip certified. He also has the proper certificates under ServSafe. He understands the rules and regulations surrounding the sale and service of alcohol. He has well over 15 years of experience. He does reside in the Boston area. He resides in Dorchester. And under the current operation, they do have a third-party security company that they employ to ensure the safety of its patrons as well as the restaurant. There's one slight correction that I would like to make is that they're hoping to extend their hours to 1 a.m. and not actually 2 a.m. The restaurant would actually shut down at 12:30, and they would just need approximately 30 minutes to clear everyone out. And that's about it. And we open the floor to any questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us today. Just two questions for Mr. Leandro Tejeda. Are you a citizen?
He is a citizen.
Yes.
Okay. And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. And then what's the name of the third-party security company?
Alliance Security.
Do they plan to have guns?
No. That's not necessary. Their main goal is to ensure no one's loitering out in the front on the sidewalk, to make sure no one's double parking in front of the restaurant. They check IDs upon entrance after 10 p.m.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon?
Not at the moment. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Melissa Beltran with the Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, our office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Miami Restaurant had their abutters meeting last night, Tuesday, December 12th, with no opposition to change of time. And the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council has them scheduled for January 2nd for their public meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do see a hand raised from Michael Reiskind. Mr. Reiskind, you may please provide your testimony.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain. I'm a member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. They did have their abutters meeting this week. successfully. There was some clarity needed. Some of the leaflets evidently had the wrong address. And of course, the 2 a.m. Hours of closing is now 1 a.m. And there were a good amount of questions. We would welcome this restaurant continuing in this location. It's a pillar of the community, but we would appreciate a deferral of the decision until we can have the community meeting scheduled for January 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 25, Orinoco LLC, doing business as Orinoco Restaurant, located at 477 Shawmut Ave in Roxbury. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Eel Point Cafe LLC, doing business as the Shawmut Inn at the same location. Quang Tran, manager, 11 a.m. closing hour, I believe that should be p.m. Updating the description of premise as follows: in one room on ground floor with dining area and seated bar counter service. Kitchen and storage in rear, seasonal sidewalk cafe, April to October, on DPW land with 18 seats and outdoor hours of operation from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 11 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Thursday to Saturday. Interior closing hour 11 p.m. Lastly, has petitioned to remove the following conditions from the license. 1, no bar. 2, alcoholic beverages to be served only in conjunction with meals. 3, closing hours Sunday to Wednesday 10 p.m., Thursday to Saturday 10:30 p.m. And 4, patio condition, alcohol to be served only with food. Attorney Michael Ford. Attorney Ford.
Good morning. Thank you. Again, Michael Ford for the licensee that's doing business as the Shawmut Inn. With me is Matt Sullivan. He's the LLC manager, as well as the owner, and Quang Tran, who is the proposed manager of record. With this, it's basically a acquisition of a liquor license, financed completely with Mr. Sullivan's personal cash funds. He is going to be 100% owner and responsible for the operation. He is a extremely experienced and successful operator throughout the Commonwealth, having 5 other successful and outstanding operations. Aside from the change of ownership, this will remain a full-service American restaurant rebranded under the name Shawmut Inn, and it's American bistro fare, lobster pasta, in-house homemade pasta made, steaks and short ribs and the like. There's minor upgrades to the space, and that would include a build out a very, very small bar for seating. You can see from the floor plan, I think it's approximately 8 seats in total. This would be essentially counter service for quick turnover. It is bistro style, so not a bar in the truest sense. It allows for the ability to talk to the server, and it allows during the daytime to have the coffee and pastry breakfast service. And further to the bar request, this is a small operation, 30 indoors, 18 outdoors. With respect to the hours, it's really just taking the 11 o'clock inside closing hour to accommodate the dining, and also seeking to be able to not be bound by that food service only, because it would allow to have that bar area, so you could have a glass of wine, so that you could have a beer before seating. With me, as I said, is Mr. Tran, for the manager of record. This is a well experienced, as you can see from the application, graduate of culinary school, Mass resident, U.S. citizen, significant experience in the industry, and familiar with the rules and regulations of this board. We were informed that the community meeting would not be necessary on this, and with that, my client and Mr. Tran are available for your questioning.
Thank you. I think you did cover all the manager of record questions, but I'm not sure I heard the last one. Mr. Tran, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions at this time. Commissioner Kern, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
And for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Our office is unaware of any concerns at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you much.
Calling item 26, Bona LLC, doing business as Sterling's, located at 60 State Street. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to S&A P12 Hospitality LLC, located at 400 Newbury Street. The 12,000 square foot licensed premise will include a ground floor entrance, a second floor restaurant space, and an exterior patio situated on private property. Principal entrance will be located on the ground floor with emergency egress stairs located in 2 locations at either end of the second floor restaurant space. Closing hour 2 a.m. Abraham Menzian, manager. Secondly, has petitioned to pledge the license to P12 Property LLC. Attorney Nick Zazula. Attorney Zazula.
Yeah, good morning, Secretary Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, Miller and Hanley LLP. Here on behalf of S&A P12 Hospitality LLC. With me today is Abe Menzen, who is the LLC manager and proposed manager of record. Just some background on the request. This is located at 400 Newbury Street for Samuels and Associates with regard to kind of their overall restaurant licensing at their approved parcel P12 development project at 400 Newbury Street. This was an overall PDA kind of project plan for parcel P12 that included restaurant space. Originally approved in 2019, and there was a notice of project change with the city's other agencies, BPDA, et cetera, in 2021. And part of that was for this restaurant space. The premise, it will include a ground floor entrance, but most of the restaurant space is on the second floor. There is an exterior patio situated on private property. The total square footage is 12,000 square feet with a seating capacity of approximately 226. So a full service sit-down restaurant, is what is imagined here at this size and with that seating capacity. As far as the application is concerned, as part of trying to attract, viable restaurant operators and concepts for this type of a concept, they've acquired rights to this liquor license to bring into the space for a future operator. They're purchasing a license from the old Sterling's restaurant near Faneuil Hall. And what they are doing is they're actively seeking a restaurant tenant operator for this space, but they have not yet solidified one as of yet. So they believe that having the license at the premises already will, really help them with that effort to attract a viable restaurant operator. So they've applied for the transfer of the liquor license for the restaurant space under one of their own Samuel's entities, which is the applicant for this application, for the time being as a placeholder. With the understanding that they would be back with the actual operator, which in the process of being brought into the premises. So as part of the overall community outreach on the application, I do see some of the folks on. We work transparent with the Neighborhood Association, the Back Bay Association, the Kenmore Association, kind of as to that underlying rationale and the reasoning for the application at this time. They are not a landlord looking to bank the license for themselves. They are not in the business of operating liquor licenses necessarily, and they're looking to, they would transfer this to their operator. But what has happened post-pandemic, I'm sure that the board is aware, is, there are little to no licenses left on the market right now, specifically all alcoholic beverages licenses. So they were worried about being left with an empty storefront if they waited on this opportunity to purchase this specific license. We did hear some concern with regards to the timing and the structure of the application and, applying before a tenant had been identified, but we did state throughout the process that there is a commitment here that when this future tenant operator is identified, the space is leased, that we would come back to the community as part of the process for that specific application. That operator would have much more detailed information on concept, programming, experience, hours of operation, security, and things of that nature. So what we're seeking today is this approval to really enable them to gain control of the liquor license at the premises before getting a new tenant in and then transferring it to them. Hopefully in the near future, they are interviewing potential suitable restaurant operators and concepts for the space at the time. We hope to be back in the near future for that application. We did apply for a 2 a.m. liquor license for the 2 a.m. closing hour. That is because that is what the license that is being purchased is existing as a 2 a.m. Obviously, we understand that when the future operator goes through a process for their transfer, that will be a topic of discussion at that time as well. Finally, Madam Chair, quickly, Abe, Mr. Menzen, he is the proposed manager of record. He is a citizen of the United States. He's a resident of Massachusetts, and he's over 21 years of age. He's not in the business of operating a liquor license. He is familiar with the rules and regs of the state in the board for the sale and service of alcohol, but I think the plan would obviously be that when an operator is brought on and the application is transferred, the license is transferred to that new operator, that new manager of record would have the experience required by the board to be the manager of record on the liquor license. So I know it's a lot of background and information, but I think it hopefully it's helpful context as to the rationale behind the application. But we are happy to answer any questions that you may have, of course, at this time. So thank you.
Thank you, Attorney. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Menzen. Attorney Zazula, very helpful context to get the whole picture. This was part of a bigger plan. You're trying to do the prudent thing and obtain a license now so that when you do have an operator, you can get going on that. One question, will this be a transfer to the new operator or will there be a management agreement?
The plan is for it to be a transfer, Madam Chair. The plan is not for there to be a management agreement. Again, Samuels is not in the business of operating or holding liquor licenses. They've got multiple tenancies and restaurant tenancies at other spaces that they are the landlord on in Boston.
Okay.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe they have any management agreements in place at any of their other spaces, and that's not the case here either.
Okay. All right, thank you. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Menzen. Attorney Zazula satisfied the manager of record questions for me. Do you have any questions, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
Not at this time, thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, hello, Madam Chair, members of the board, Maggie Van Scoy with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Our office would like to give judgment to the board. This application, or this applicant rather, has been in contact with the Back Bay Association and the Kenmore Association, who have expressed their support, as well as the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay, who sent a letter in opposition stating there are too many unknowns with this application for them to support this at this time. We are unaware of any additional concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Councilor Durkin's office, you may please go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Mackin Bonner, intern for District 8 City Councilor Sharon Durkin. Councilor Durkin supports the transfer of this license and is excited to see this license support business in her district. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or their representatives who would like to testify on this matter before we move to general testimony? I see your hands raised. Great. The first hand I see raised is from Conrad Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong, you may please unmute yourself and you'll have up to 2 minutes to provide your testimony.
Hi, my name is Conrad Armstrong from 439 Marlborough Street, representing the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay. NAB has consistently opposed so-called pocket liquor licenses, and I'm under the impression that this board has frowned upon them as well, because liquor licenses are limited, should be used by restaurants, not held as investments by corporations. We do believe that this applicant is operating in good faith when he says he intends to sell or transfer the license to the eventual restaurant tenant when he finds one. And that new operator would therefore have to go through the community process and appear before this board. But I think technically there's no way to legally guarantee that, and therefore NAB opposes this transfer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. The next hand I see raised is from Meg Meinzer-Cohen. You may please provide your testimony.
Thank you so much. Meg Meinzer-Cohen, President of the Back Bay Association. It's a privilege to be here today. I wanted to say that I was very involved in all planning aspects for this project that is now coming to fruition. And I do understand that it may be a little unusual to have the license sort of attached to the building in the short term. But I want to say that in my role at the Back Bay Association, there are companies that reach a crisis, a level of crisis as they're seeking to open and not able to acquire a liquor license. This is going to ensure a really successful, well thought out plan for this location, and will give due honor to the many, many years of process that the neighborhood all worked on with the air rights. This is actually one of Back Bay's, first air rights projects that's going to be moving forward. So that alone just gives it a little different category, if you will, because it's a location that wasn't here, pre-pandemic. It evolved during the pandemic. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing for the city. And those are my comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your testimony. The next hand I see raised is from Pam Beal. Ms. Beal, you may unmute yourself and provide your testimony. You'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you and good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Pam Beal and I'm the president of the Kenmore Association, and I'm here attending this meeting to support this application. Samuels and Associates are well-known people. Abe himself is also very well known to the community. They are people of their word. They've done an amazing job with every project that they have undertaken, and we think this is a wise move on their part. We think this is a worthy application to support, and we look forward to working with them as all their plans evolve. And again, thank you for the opportunity to speak, and I hope you support this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Beal. That is the last of the hands that were raised. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? The board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you very much.
And you. Calling item number 27, JNK Inc., doing business as Fish Market, located at 170 Brighton Ave in Alston. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Z&N LLC, doing business as Hao Shi Guang, located at 48 Harvard Ave in Alston. Premise consists of approximately 2,050 square feet with a first floor and a basement having 2 entrances and 1 exit. No outdoor seating. Chung Kwan Yu, manager. Closing hour 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Friday through Sunday. And secondly, has petitioned to change the classification of its license to a wines, malt beverages, and liqueurs license pursuant to the authority contained in Chapter 481 of the Acts of 1994. Attorney Liu.
Hi, yeah, this is Attorney Chase Liu with Arxon Legal, representing ZNN LLC, DBA Hao Shi Guang. With me is Mr. Chung Kwan Yu, the proposed manager of record. This business opened in August 2022. It serves authentic Chinese cuisine. The business began negotiating a purchase and sale with the current licensee, JNK Inc., earlier this fall. The applicant has gone through a successful community process, as Mr. Mendoza can shortly expound in a minute. The proposed liquor license manager, Mr. Yu, has present and past experience being the manager of record on other liquor licenses, and he's prepared to answer affirmatively the board's questions regarding his qualifications. There are no operational changes or renovation or rebranding or change in governance or change in operating hours that is anticipated in connection with this application. And the closing of this license acquisition would be contingent upon this board and the ABCC's decision. Happy to answer any questions, and Mr. Yu is here to answer any questions as well.
Thank you. Mr. Yu? I don't know if
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Yu, are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I
have 5-6 years of experience managing restaurants.
Okay, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And so this license is going to be going from Alston to Alston. I'm just looking at the description. Okay, thank you. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Frank Mendoza here, Austin Brighton liaison for the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We held an abutters meeting for this applicant on November 8th, and the Alston Civic Association sent a letter of support to the board earlier this morning. We're unaware of any major concerns from the community at this time, and we'd like to defer to the judgment of this board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 28, Hong Kong Eatery, Inc., doing business as Hong Kong Eatery, located at 79 Harrison Ave. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Jay's Cafe and Grill, Inc., doing business as Shun's Kitchen, located at 520 Columbus Ave. The premise consists of approximately 4,000 square foot restaurant with 800 square feet on the first floor, dining room capacity of 68, and 800 square feet in the kitchen. 2,400 square feet in the basement with sushi bar and tables, capacity of 43, including storage areas. Also included is a 400 square foot outdoor seasonal patio on street level, capacity of 32, and an additional 250 square foot patio in the basement, capacity 16. Hours of business and patio, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Seasonal patio months, May to October. All patio space is on private property. Song Yang Lee, manager. Secondly, has petitioned to change the classification of its license to a wines, malt beverages, and liqueurs license pursuant to the authority contained in Chapter 481 of the Acts of 1994. And lastly, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Shun's Kitchen to Zaku. Attorney Chase Liu, once again. Attorney Liu.
Good morning, commissioners. Long time no see. Attorney Chase Liu, representing Jay's Cafe and Grill, Inc., DBA Shun's Kitchen, with the proposed DBA change. With me is the proposed manager of record, Mr. Songyang Lee. So this business was formed in 1990, was acquired by the current management in 2009-ish, and it's been doing business as Shun's Kitchen for the past 8 years with a full liquor license. The business recently entered into a transaction for the sale of that license, which was consummated in September 2023. The instant application is in connection with the purchase and sale of a beer and wine license with a category change application as well to add liqueurs. The seller is a restaurant in Boston. So in essence, this is the business's attempt to replace a liquor license that it had earlier sold, with the parameters being smaller than that prior license. The neighborhood liaison is Ms. Kimberly Crucioli, who informed me that no community process would be required. And the closing of this license acquisition will be contingent upon this board and the ABCC's decision. There's no operational changes, no premise alterations expected other than cosmetic refreshments in connection with the rebrand. And the manager of record, who is with me here today, he is a U.S. citizen, a resident of the Commonwealth, and familiar with the rules and regulations of the City of Boston Licensing Board and the ABCC. And he does have experience, past and present, in the food and beverage industry, which he is ready to speak on behalf of himself. And both of us are happy to answer any of the board's questions. Thank you.
Thank you, attorney. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Lee.
Yes.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
So I was working in food industry for since 2010 as a assistant manager until now.
Okay. And they had alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. At this point, I have no questions. Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon?
Thank you.
Nothing additional from me, thank you.
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, ONS did not require extensive abutters outreach with no operational changes being proposed. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item 29, Mother Anna's Inc., doing business as Mother Anna's Restaurant located at 211 Hanover Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to KCL Boston LLC, doing business as F1 Club located at 87 Pier 4 Boulevard. The premise is located on floors 1 and 2 of 87 Pier 4 Boulevard, an 18-story mixed-use building. Includes a private dining room, main dining area, bathrooms. First floor, 680 square feet. Second floor, 13,886 square feet. Hannah Staton, manager, closing hour 2 a.m. Attorney Elizabeth Pisano. Attorney Pisano.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the applicant. With me today is John Gardner. He is the president, and Matt Baser is the VP of operations at F1 Arcade. This application is to transfer and change location of the all alcohol license from Mother Anna's in the North End to F1 Arcade located at 87 Pier 4 Boulevard in the Seaport. F1 is a relatively new entertainment concept that originated in London, and now they are bringing their first location to the United States here in Boston. It is a high-quality entertainment venue with 69 full-motion F1 race simulators and a full-service restaurant and cocktail bar. The total premise is 15,000 square feet, located on the first and second floor of a mixed commercial use building. The first floor is the main lobby where guests will enter and be ushered up by an elevator or the staircase to the second floor where the main area is located. We met with the Seaport Neighborhood Association on December 6th, and we discussed with them that this is going to be a place where family and friends will gather. It'll be a great place for corporate and other social events to be held. We went over the safety and security plans, noise and crowd control plans, to ensure public safety and abidance with the city ordinances. The company has many people who bring years of experience in the hospitality industry, and there are 2 other locations for the F1 Arcade has been a great success. One thing to note is on our application, the DBA name should actually be F1 Arcade. I had sent a revised form to Wendy. I'm not sure if she can switch that out or not, but that's just one thing to know. And lastly with me also today is Hannah Staton. She is the proposed manager of record. She's a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident, and she is familiar with the rules and regulations relating to the sale of alcohol. However, she is just a temporary placeholder for now. Due to the timeline of this project, we needed to get our application filed, but the company is in the process of interviewing and hiring a permanent GM, and that will be confirmed in the beginning of the new year. So we will definitely come before the board again to present a change of manager application with an experienced Boston manager. And we're happy to answer any other questions that you have.
Thank you. So will this F1 club be 21 plus? Is it 18 plus?
So it will be 21 plus after, I believe, 7 o'clock. And John, do you want to speak to how you'll differentiate between the 21 plus and under 21?
Absolutely. In terms of the process, Libby, is what we're saying. So yes, 21 plus will be, again, as Libby said, after 7 p.m. We will have security at the door as well to be checking IDs. Also, they'll be checking IDs in the establishment as we go through. So to make sure crowd control and obviously making sure minors are not let in after that time.
Okay, and will you be scanning IDs or is it a visual check?
We're still going through the process of that right now, but as of right now, guaranteed visual check. But as we're looking into the scanners as well.
Okay. Thank you, and thank you for joining us. Thank you, Attorney Pisano. Thank you, Ms. Staton, for joining us too. I have no questions. Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions. Thank you.
Can you just repeat 21 plus after what hour?
7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No additional questions.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. The applicant reached out to the Seaport Neighborhood Association and addressed questions and concerns that they had. We understand that the Civic Association is now in support. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Anna Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, Danny. Just Councilor Murphy here. Would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Murphy. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? And Attorney Pisano, we did receive the updated application with the DBA, which does not need to be advertised, so there's nothing further needed on your part. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
The board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 30, Telegraph Hill Tavern LLC, doing business as Telegraph Hill Kitchen and Bar, located at 289 Dorchester Street in South Boston. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Scobies LLC, doing business as Scobies, located at 782 Adams Street in Dorchester. Premise consists of first floor dining and kitchen and contiguous basement for storage and prep only. John Lydon, manager, 1 a.m. closing hour. Secondly, has petitioned to remove the following condition from the license: capacity restrictions, no more than 6 people standing. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Mr. Green. Myself, John Lydon, and my wife, Ann Lydon, are present.
Thank you very much. If you could please briefly present your proposal to the board.
Sure. Madam Chairman, members of the board, again, my name is John Lydon. Alongside my wife here, we're today seeking the approval of a transfer of a 7-day all alcohol license from Telegraph Hill, which is in South Boston, to a new restaurant at 782 Adams Street in Dorchester, to be called Scobies. We're also seeking the removal of a licensing condition on that license that I believe was unique to the previous premises, that limited standing to 6 individuals. I don't know. We have the premises Danny mentioned is to occupy the entire first floor with basement storage and prep. Proposed occupancy is 120 with seating for 63. The premise seeks to fill a need in the community, in my opinion, to provide breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea, coffee, communal events, services, place of, I describe it as a third place, not work, not home, a third place where you can go and relax. And we want to that end, be open early in the morning to the full extent of the license, 1 a.m. if possible. We hope to offer traditional Irish fare, so stews, pies, fish and chips, carvery, and then to augment that, of course, with standard American fare, burgers, steaks, pasta, etc. And I are the owners and operators of Shamrock Pub in South Boston at the moment. I'm the manager. Tip certified, safe served, allergen awareness. And I think that's all for the moment. I'm glad to take any questions or answer anything that might come up.
Thank you both for joining us. So the closing hour on the description is listed as 1 a.m. What are you envisioning as the hours of operation and the days of the week?
Well, so we'd be open, certainly be open 7 days a week.
Okay.
Open for breakfast. Actually, we see a huge focus to this endeavor as breakfast. We'd like the flexibility to move with the times and stay open later because, frankly, the alcohol aspect of this business is going to be central to its success, in our opinion. So to that end, we'd look to have licensing until 1 a.m.
Okay. And you also own the building, is that correct?
That's correct. Thank you. Yeah.
Let me see. So seating for 63, how many seats at the bar are there?
17.
17 seats at the bar, okay. And there's only one bar? I did look at the floor plan, but I'm just, about a week or two ago, I just refreshing my mind.
That's correct.
Just one bar?
Bar, and that would be in the sense of a traditional bar, but there's a small cafe bar in the back. There would be no alcohol service from that location.
Okay.
That's to facilitate takeout, or quick items to go without, it's right next to the entrance and exit, so it's to facilitate.
And there's no seats at that, what he's describing, the second one.
Okay. And Mr. Lyden, you plan on being the manager of record at this location too?
Yes, please, yes.
Okay. Interesting restriction and condition about no more than 6 people, but curious about that one. I have no questions. Commissioner Carr, Commissioner Saxon, do you?
What time do you intend to begin alcohol service on Sunday mornings?
Well, we'd like to serve alcohol with a brunch, I would say. So to that end, I would suggest 10 a.m. If that works.
Secretary Green, can we facilitate that?
We have not received an application for that, I don't believe, but we can work with the applicant to make sure that happens.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, Commissioner Saxon.
No, I was just saying no questions from me. Thank you.
One question, as I envision this location, is the main entrance for this location at the front or by the parking lot?
The main entrance is off of Adams Street, which is by the front, adjacent to China Sky, across from the Erie Pub. There's a secondary means of access in the back, which is off the parking area. In all honesty, and there's a third means of entrance as well, which feeds through the lobby of the building.
Okay.
But in all honesty, I think you'll see equal access, what's the word I'm looking for? People looking to enter the building from each side equally.
I'm just thinking through closing hour and exiting and all the restaurants that are there and the time they get out and waiting for Ubers and stuff. So it might be something to consider, you know, as your operations develop and, you know,
absolutely,
take a closer look at that back exit as the primary exit at night. I'm not sure if that even makes sense with the operations plan, but we do see in other neighborhoods sometimes when restaurants and places close at the same time and everyone's exiting in the same spot. Sometimes it's a safety concern. Sometimes it's hard to move people away, so take that into consideration. I have no further questions or comments. Thank you.
Anything further from the board before we move to testimony? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. ONS hosted an abutters meeting on November 1st. There were 10 abutters who were in attendance. No objections were raised in that meeting, but there was some curiosity with the proposal. The applicant then went on to meet with the Cedar Grove Civic Association, which voted to support. With that, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Hi, Councilor Murphy here again. As a neighbor and know Ann and John personally, but both professionally, I rent space in that current building now. I want to go in full support and I'm looking forward to the coffee bar in the back. And anyone who knows the neighborhood, I'm a neighbor also right up the street, but it looks very different, Adams Corner, and a lot of that improvement is because of John, his family. So looking forward to supporting this and hope the board agrees. So thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you very much. I do see a hand raised from the Cedar Grove Civic Association. You may please unmute and provide your testimony. You will have 2 minutes to do so.
Thank you. This is Steve Bickenden from the president of the Cedar Grove Civic Association. Sorry, I'm being redundant with the other testimony, but we did take a vote at our November meeting following a presentation by the Lydens. They've proven to be a great addition to Adams Village as far as property owners. We're looking forward to and excited for this concept. And we know that they have experience running an establishment in South Boston as well. So we feel they'll be a good fit and we're in full support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 31, Bangkok Bento LLC, doing business as Bangkok Bento Thai Kitchen and Sushi Bar located at 277 Newbury Street, has applied for a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise consists of approximately 1,100 square foot retail space, dining room, kitchen, bathroom, and outdoor seasonal patio, April to October on private property for 20 patrons. Patio hours of operation, 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Manager, Wikanda Wiwated, closing time 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? Oh, hang on, I do see you. You're on mute right now. I'll just ask you to unmute so that you can please present to the board.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay. Hi, good morning. I am Wikanda Wiwited. I am represent a restaurant under Bangkok Bento Thai Kitchen and Sushi Bar. We have been open for almost 9 months already. So I am looking for BNY license because my customer has been asking for it. We have like different group of the people who come to dine in. Most is more like a dine-in restaurant, tourist, office, and business come for conference and resident. I don't know. You have any question for me?
Thank you. Excuse me. I have a couple of questions. So you're located on Newbury Street, right?
Yes.
And how long have you been there?
Since March.
Since March, okay. And I'm just gonna ask you the manager of record questions.
Yep.
To get that on the record. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
And obviously you're operating this, so you do have experience in the industry. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of the ABCC, this board, and the laws of Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I do. I have been working in the restaurant field for more than 15 years.
Okay, and so this is Thai food, is that right?
It's both Thai and sushi. And then like, I mean, the sushi, as you know, is like sometimes they have like different, like how we cook. It's like a raw fish, it's really go really well with alcohol because it's come with like warm sake. Sometimes I feel really like bad, like when they even come and they ask for like, do you have BNY? If we don't have it, they just leave, So it's like I mean, I would love to have everything for the customer to enjoy and relax when they come to dine in.
Okay, so this board has to analyze applications for new licenses with a certain type of analysis. And one of the things we try to analyze is, or the question we have to ask ourselves, is there a need for another license of this type at this location? So you're located on Newbury Street. So can you describe a little bit more about what your offerings will be? Are they unique? Why, what is the public need for, and I don't mean it's because, public wants to have it, but what is the need for us to have another license of this type in this neighborhood?
I mean, like the way we cook Thai food and Japanese food, it's like it's different. So we would like to present like the quality and the best like flavor and authentic. Then when people to come dine in, so if they eat cook is fine, but if they order some sushi, it's like raw fish. So it's really good, really well if you like have like a beverage that have like alcohol with it, because it's I mean it's like consider about the taste and flavor to eat good with the raw fish, so that is really make like my customer happy. And then when they come, they're not gonna order like sushi with sweet tea. Is it not really I don't think it's good together. That's why they're concerned. Even we have like really good food, they're like, okay, we'll come back. We don't we would like to have the drink with the food, you know.
Are there any other restaurants in the area that offer a similar concept?
Yeah, I mean, I know like the similar. We have like I'm not gonna mention the name, but the down the street, Thai. They don't have Thai. They have sushi. So they have like that beverage, like warm sake, wine, beer. So I am sure you will see like normally every sushi place they would have that to make the customer eat along with it.
Okay, Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do, thank you.
None for
Thank
me.
you for your time.
Thank you very much. We'll see if there are any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, hello again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Maggie Van Scoy with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, our office would like to defer judgment to the board. This applicant has been in touch with the Neighborhood Association of Back Bay, and our office is unaware of any concerns with the application at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling item number 32, BU LLC, doing business as BU Bistro, located at 3840 Washington Street in Roslindale. Holder of has applied for a common victual or 7-day wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise consists of a 700 square foot cafe restaurant and 1 room on the first floor, 20 seats with kitchen, bathroom, and storage. Front 10 seats and rear 30 seats, seasonal patios, April to October, on private property from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Manager Brian Lopez, closing time 11 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Sorry.
morning. Hello.
Yes, good morning. So thank you very much. If you could please identify yourselves and present the proposal to the board.
Good morning. My name is Brian Lopez. I'm the general manager for the 3840 Washington Street. This is a Pomona Coffee. Basically, it's in Jamaica Plain. We actually plan to open a small coffee place there. We're trying to put a wine and beverage stuff there. So I'll be happy to answer any question.
Okay, so you're Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've been working like 9 years now. I'm like a manager, like a kitchen manager. Also, I'm familiar with wine stuff or the liquor room.
Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this licensing board and the ABCC and the laws of Massachusetts pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Yeah, could you just describe what your operation plan is going to be a little bit more? I'm sorry. Will you not be opening for dinner at all? It'll be breakfast and lunch, I'm assuming.
No, we're gonna open for lunch too, but we decide right now we start working in the menu. Decided because the place is too small, so we actually right now the operating hours gonna be more for lunch. To be honest, we time 4 to close 6 to 4. It would be only like a breakfast and lunch, and time we do something else 4 to 11. We decided right now we start working in the menus this afternoon, to be honest.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
No additional questions. Thank you.
Anything further from the board before we move on to testimony? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? I do see a hand raised from Michael Reiskind. Mr. Reiskind, you may please provide your testimony. You'll have 2 minutes.
My name is Michael Reiskind. I live at 425 South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain. I'm a member of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council and chair of its Public Service Committee. We actually had two meetings, community meetings on this issue, both October 3rd and November 7th of this year. This is a restaurant that's been here many years. These are new owners, the Amoroso brothers. This is extensive hours. It has 2 or 3 concepts. It's a coffee bar lunch place from 6 a.m. Till 3 or 4 p.m. And then from 4 to 11 is Mediterranean cuisine. There was a previous restaurant with an all alcohol license at this location. The area of Forest Hills is hurting because of the construction. We've had several closings, the Dogwood Cafe and others, Bukhara, with alcohol licenses. And we're trying to raise the neighborhood up to its previous level. And then a restaurant with an alcohol license is needed to keep the neighborhood afloat. They promised to serve no alcohol before 12 noon. They have their own reserved parking area in front, 6 or 7 spaces, and another one in the back. They have a wonderful 2 patios, especially the one in the back next to the railroads. It's isolated, so the long hours are completely in accordance with the neighborhood. There are no residences nearby. The second meeting was actually on the hours of the patio, and they wanted that to actually go till 11 p.m. So we're comfortable with 11 p.m. closing on the patio. As I say, it's isolated from all residences. So we urge you to pass this alcohol license for BU Bistro with the 11 p.m. closings and the 2 patios. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reiskin. Just one more question. Mr. Lopez, are you still here?
Yes.
Did you say you've operated a restaurant before?
Say again?
Have you operated a restaurant before?
Yes.
Which restaurant?
I've been working, to be honest, for Anti Table, like Italian cuisine. I've been working like as 8 years with them. Now I'm associated with the coffee that's familiar with the Pomona Cafe. They've been having before.
Okay. All right, sorry to interrupt the testimony. I was just taking some notes. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Anything further from the board?
Are you open now without a beer and wine license?
Say again?
Are you open now serving just food and coffee?
Right now it's closed. We don't open. Yeah, we start working. We still waiting for everything and see when we can open.
Okay.
Thank you. Any further questions at this time?
No questions, thank you.
Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much. Calling item number 33, Lepe Food Service LLC, doing business as La Cuchara, located at 381 Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester, has applied for a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise consists of 1,597 square feet, situated on 1 floor, has 4 rooms, including a dining room, kitchen, and storage rooms, seating capacity of 12. Manager Antonio Lepe, closing time 9 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
I am Antonio Lepe, owner and a manager.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us. If you could please just briefly present your proposed concept to the board.
Your proposed concept. Oh, I try to get a license to serve the community a little better. Customer asked me about wine and beers. That's the reason I try to get the license. Also to increase my business.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. We'll see if there are any questions from the board.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. How long have you been operating at this location?
Well, I'm the third owner. The place will be over for 12 years. I get this place in 6 months ago.
Okay. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Do you live in Massachusetts?
Yes.
And so your experience in this food and beverage industry for the
For a
before the last 6 months, did you work in this industry before?
long time. I used to own a restaurant in the 80s. Then I saw, yes, I have experience for a long time.
Okay.
I'm old man.
And you want to come back.
Yes.
Do you have experience? I'm sorry, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws in Massachusetts around the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, of course. Yes.
You are, okay. Okay, and this is, can you describe the kind of food you're selling and what the concept is?
Yes, it's a Spanish food, all the dishes for Spanish people. It's a Spanish community.
Okay.
So most of Spanish and Dominican, Spanish in general.
Okay, sounds
And
delicious.
people, we like Spanish people, they like after dinner have a little glass of wine. So that's the reason I want to go for this.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. And do you plan on being open 7 days a week till 9 p.m.?
Yeah, Monday, Monday to Saturday from 8 to 9, and Sunday from 10 to 6.
Great. Thank you. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Just for the record, are there many establishments in the neighborhood that you can get beer and wine and with your dinners with a sit-down atmosphere?
Yes.
There's many? There's not that many, right?
No, not that many, but yeah.
How many? No.
Huh?
How many do you think?
How many do you think? 12?
I don't think there's very many. It's Blue Hill Ave.
Yeah, Blue Hair, maybe 12. I don't know. 12 maybe.
Sorry?
I don't think there's that many within,
No.
say, a half a mile of the place.
No, I don't think. No.
There's very few,
Very few,
actually.
yeah.
Very few close by, right?
Yeah, I never put attention about that. No, I don't think so. No. No.
Okay. I just wanted to get it on the record.
Yeah, I don't know. I never count that.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
No leading questions, no questions.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hello, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Asha Janae with the Office of Neighborhood Services. Our office would like to defer to the judgment of the board. The owner has been in contact with our office and they want to go ahead with the community process. However, they will need to present to the Devon Normandy Street Resident Association and Intervale Normandy Street Resident Association to our office in order for our office to consider the community process to be complete. Again, our office would like to defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And finally, calling item number 34, Jazz Urbane Cafe LLC, doing business as Jazz Urbane Cafe, located at 2296 to 2306 Washington Street in Roxbury, has applied for a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise consists of approximately 7,800 square feet on the first floor and basement of municipal building, containing multiple professional and commercial uses, bar and table seating for 171 seats, private dining with 15 seats, total indoor seating 187 seats, outdoor dining located on public property with 32 seats, operated April to November with a closing hour of 12 a.m., kitchen, storage, office, washrooms, and green room located at rear of first floor, additional storage in basement. Manager, Teron Dorsey, closing time 2 a.m. Attorney Leslie Delaney Hawkins. Attorney Hawkins.
Thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Leslie Delaney Hawkins with the law firm of Prince Lobel on behalf of the applicant. And with me today is Teron Dorsey, one of the founders, co-owners, and proposed manager of record. I know this has been a very lengthy hearing and that the board is familiar with this proposal given the background. So I will be very, very brief. This is a partnership with our sister company, Jazz Urbane Record Label, for a full service, family friendly, a restaurant with takeout, both dine-in and takeout, live entertainment, and event gathering space and community gathering space to be located in the historic Bruce Bowling Building in the heart of Nubian Square. This is the result of the city's RFP process, which was awarded to Jazz Urbane to occupy this space several years ago. We have undergone an extensive zoning board of appeal process to secure the required relief for the proposed uses, as well as going through special legislation with the city council and then the legislature to actually create these restricted dedicated licenses to the Bruce Bowling Building. And what we're here before you today is specifically requesting one of those licenses that was created by the special legislation. Regarding public need, the right to occupy this premise was actually created by the city when it awarded the RFP to the Jazz Urbane team. We think it is very well established that we need more businesses in Nubian Square, both to serve the neighborhood itself and also to bring more individuals to this historic neighborhood. And we believe that we would be doing that in addition to serving the existing residents of the neighborhood. We recently entered into our lease extension with the city of Boston to continue occupying the premise and have commenced the build out of the space with the goal of opening in mid-2024. Jazz Urbane has both broad support in the immediate neighborhood as well as throughout the city. At this time, Mr. Dorsey is the proposed manager of record. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of the Commonwealth, is familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol. That being said, as we approach, should we be granted a license, as we approach commence operations, we do plan on returning to this board with an alternate manager of record who will spend more time on site. I do want to just take a moment and say thank you to the full board, to Attorney Green and the full licensing team staff, as well as everyone at the city who's been so supportive of this exciting proposal. This has been a long road, as I think everyone is aware, and we wouldn't be here without you. So I know I speak for myself as the attorney, but for Ron, Bill Banfield, and the full team, and saying thank you. And we really appreciate everyone working with us to get to this point today. And with that, we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, attorney. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Dorsey. I actually have no questions at this time. Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Saxon, do you?
No questions, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. This has been a lengthy process. I know this is highly anticipated in the community. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time and support.
Thank you. These are all of the items before the board today, and that will adjourn this afternoon now, this hearing. The board will convene to vote tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.